Good evening, everybody. Good to see you all here. Please let me know if my voice is too quiet or anything, because I think it might be a little too quiet. Let's try like that, maybe. I don't know. Let me know. I did a bunch of fiddling, and I probably shouldn't have, but I fiddled. But good to see you all here tonight. Here it is. It's Ray, Mitch, Garrett, Topaz, Paul. Good to see you guys all. Adam, good to see everyone. Yes, tonight I am taking on the mantle of HO Scale Train Boy, or HO Scale Train Man, or whichever you should so choose. Whichever one whichever one Paul or Ray has the copyright to. But it's good to be here tonight, everyone. Good to see you all. Scott, good evening. Ted, good evening. Good to see you guys. I hope everyone's having a good night so far. This is not a Jeep 40. It is a Jeep 9, as Garrett has pointed out. We're going to be doing some detail work on this tonight. It's not quite ready for full detailing yet. I still got to deal with some fan work here. But I think Bono and I have an agreement on that. But yeah, this is, well, this started life as a Walters mainline Walters train line, excuse me, GP9M. Here's, I saved the original shell from the engine because it was my brother's growing up, and so it's a little nostalgic for us. But this is what we started off with, shell wise. I got an undecked shell to hack apart and do all my work to. So actually, yeah, let's do this. So here's your before and after of what we've done so far. The goal is to turn this into a B&CCS GP9R is what I'm calling it. It's not quite the GP9Rs like the Grand Trunk had, but it is inspired by the Trunk's Jeep 9Rs. So far I have removed the dynamic blister. I completely patched that up with some styrene, put the two exhaust stacks back in. I have replaced all of the molded on grills on either side with some KV Models grills, which look very nice, and the louvers inside look very nice. And then I have sanded off the 36-inch fans. There were a pair of 36-inch fans here and here, except for one of the fans on this side was covered by a winterization hatch, which is why there's this patch of extra styrene here. Excuse me. And then I need to get some 48-inch high top fans, flat top fans rather, to put on there, one on each side. Could be Jeep 9S for Circa. Could be. The only issue with that, Paul, is this locomotive would have been made before Circa came around. Jeep 9S would be a pretty nice designation, though, for the Circa rebuilds inspired by this unit. Just saying. What else have I done? So I filled in the, so on the existing one, this is not a good example because the horns were broken off of this one too, but these two, no, these four holes rather are for like a pair of Blatt horns, single chime, forward and rear facing horns that came with the model to start. Obviously my undecked shell did not have those, but I filled those in and sanded that all nice and smooth. So it doesn't look very smooth, but they are quite smooth. It's got the chop nose. It came with the chop nose, but I like that it's got the chop nose. And then I've also filled in the gap tooth on the front and rear pilots. And then I've also replaced the molded on brake handle with a Details West. Was it Details West or Details East? I think this was Details West. But a Details West metal cast. Tonight, so that's on the shell. On the frame, I've done some work too. And we're gonna do some more tonight. I just get the motor reseated nice for now. I went ahead and shaved away a ton of metal on the fuel tanks. See, there and there. Big old trench there, because those are going to be the home for the new air tanks. Because these air tanks down here are going to be going away. So I've got more modern Jeep style air tanks, which are going to sit right here and right there. Dennis, good evening. Good to see you. So I'm gonna put an air tank there, and I've got the other one right here, which is gonna go on the other side, and they're, you know, more modern Jeep style air tanks. So those are gonna sit nicely in those notches, right under the sill. And in order to accommodate that, I've also chopped the sill flush all the way along the side on the frame, or on the shell rather. You can see on the on the original shell, it had the kind of cowling that a lot of the early Jeeps had around the fuel tank. And then I'm also going to go ahead and, in order to get rid of these, instead of grinding these existing air tanks away, I'm going to go ahead and, you know, one of the things I want to do tonight, actually, I'm going to use some styrene to basically create an extended fuel tank out to here. So it's got more fuel capacity, which works well for what the, you know, with the rebuild story. So all of that has already been done so far, and I'm going to go ahead and extend the fuel tank tonight, and then I'm going to do a lot of the details. So kind of like a Jeep 9 in the modern / preservation era. Yes, pretty much exactly. The idea, actually, do I have easy access to it? I think I do. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab the starting point for this model. If you give me 1 second, if I can't find it real quick, then I'll come back and I'll just share. But I'm gonna see if I can get it, because I think I have it right over here. One of these boxes. This one. 40, there it is. I found it. So, basically, this is going to be B&CCS number 730. In its 2005 era, in the B&CCS's 2005 era, and that's because all my HO stuff, my small collection of HO stuff, is going to be 2005 era to run with some of Paul's freelance stuff and some Brandon's freelance stuff, all the kind of upstate New York guys, Western New York guys, on the Fremo layouts that I'm going to be hopefully visiting going into the future. But our starting point. And the reason why I eliminated the dynamics is because this is our starting point. This is a torpedo tank GP9, which the B&CCS bought off of the CNW, I believe is what 730 came from. Actually, let me pull up the, let me quickly pull up my sheets. Pull up my spreadsheet to make sure. Click here. The 730. Excuse me. Yes, the 730 to the 733 is CNW units, and then the 734 to 737 are New York Central units. And the way I'm differentiating those is the CNW units are going to have the beacon lights on the cab roof, whereas the New York Central units are not. Kevin, good to see you. Welcome in. Paul says it. He says small, but it keeps growing. Listen, compared to my N-scale collection, pretty much anything would be small. And it really is going to stay small. I'm going to have, let's see, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 locomotives, maybe 4. Eventually, maybe 4. And that's going to be pretty much it. And then I'm going to have, you know, the NEB&W steamer. But that's not really, I'm not really counting that because that's mostly a display unit. Let me actually get that unit up here out of the way. That way I don't screw it up. But it is going to be pretty small. And that's going to be pretty much it as far as locomotives. I don't really plan on modeling anything else. Maybe 4 turns into 5. We'll see. But at 5 minutes. Yes, thank you, Bonu. But it is going to remain mostly very small. I plan on sticking in N-scale because it just works so much better for me in terms of space. Damn it, Bonu, you had to bring it there, didn't you? Although if you ask Brandon, it's 7.6 if I've heard correctly. There it is, Paul. Oh, jeez. Is someone streaming tonight? You're trying to find someone painting custom boxcars. Hey, Heath. We'll see how much details I get done on this horribly oversized locomotive here, but I do have right here ready to go. So we'll see, Heath. There might be some boxcar painting happening. Well, not painting because this car is painted. I did manage to get this car finished painted. I'm still not 100% happy with the finish on the paint, but it's good enough. But there's the decals. It's gonna happen either tonight or maybe tomorrow, Paul. So, or Heath. So we'll see. Oh, Lance. Oh, Heath. You have no idea. Paul said something that tonight that I immediately thought, what would Heath say if he said that? Which is I brought up a prototype project that he was working on, or talked about potentially working on, and he said he had too much freelance going on. So, you know, Heath, just putting that out there. That's out of the horse's mouth. Sparky, good to see you, my friend. Good to have you here. Let's get to work here on this. Let's see. Freelance represent. Scott says he does freelance too. Lots of freelancers in here tonight. Yes. So this is the point we're at right now. What I'm going to try to do tonight is do the extended fuel tank on the frame, and then I'm going to try and do the at least this Walthers. I had this Walthers mainline Jeep 9 detail kit. So I'm going to try and get that. That's all the grab irons and lift rings and things like that. I'm going to try and get those on tonight. And then I'm going to try and get the, at least the bell and horn on tonight, I think. That is a really big N-scale locomotive. Yeah, no kidding, Heath. So Toma Model Works chassis, very nice, very tiny. You could probably build an N-scale Climax out of 2 of them, you reckon? Sweet. That sounds cool. Oh, and the other thing, before I get started in on this stuff tonight, I wanted to share. I think did Ray make the jump over here? Yes, Ray did make the jump over here. Let me get this out of the way. I wanted to show off because Ray is going down to the Sydney RPM in a few months, and I'm extremely grateful that he reached out to me and wanted to bring some of my work down to the Sydney RPM, and I wanted to send with him an HO and an N-scale car, because I'm N-scale train boy. As much as people want me to become HO scale train boy, it's not happening. But I remembered, I was looking around, sorry, I'm making all sorts of noise. I was looking around the show at Springfield because I wanted to get 2 of the same cars, one in HO and one in N. So I was looking around trying to find a couple cars to buy quickly, and I didn't find a pair in HO and N, but instead what I found was a car in N scale, which I already had one of in HL, which is this B&FE Western Fruit Express car. If I go ahead and, here, instead of zooming, I'm going to bring it up because I don't want to have to unzoom. And bring brightness down so you can actually see. So I picked up this car in N scale. I might have to remove the roof walk here. I haven't decided yet. I probably will. And then I might cut down the ladders and stuff, but that would be a little bit more of a task. Removing the roof walk I've done before. That's fairly simple. But the reason I'm definitely going to remove the roof walk and will probably cut down the ladders is, and actually the whole reason I got this car is because in HO scale, I think it was almost 3 years ago now, as part of the Walther's National Model Railroad Build-Off competition, one of the cars that a couple years ago they did weathering as one of the categories for the NMRBO. I think it was 2023, and as part of that, I being, you know, a big fan of weathering and pretty decent at it, if I do say so myself, I went ahead and grabbed one of the B&FE cars, and this is what I did to it. I was very happy with how it all came out. Nicely rusty roof. I tried my hand at some of this like individual spot flaking, which I think came out very nicely. All around, I was very happy with how the car came out. You know, on the ends and everything around the corners. I was working off of some prototype photos, so I was, you know, I was very happy with how this came out. And apparently the judges at Walther's were too, because this car wound up taking, I want to say, second place. I can go back and look it up, but I think this car took second place in the Walther's National Model Railroad Build-Off. So Ray, I just got back. What'd you miss? I was sharing that this is the car I'm going to be sending down to Sydney with you. It is the second place winner of the National Model Railroad Build-Off that Walther's held. I think it was 2023. It might have been 22, but I'm pretty sure it was 23. But so this car I'm going to be reproducing in N scale with that car right there, and those cars are going to be heading down under with you, Ray, if that's okay with you, because I think that will be pretty fun. They're not the same number, and they're not exactly the same style of car, because this car has external ribs, whereas this has internal ribs with rivet lines, but it's close enough that I can do a fair representation of what I did on the HO car in N. You need to get together and do a table card for it. Yes, I will work together with you on that, for sure. Second place is a great honor for sure. Absolutely, Sparky. I was blown away. I was super thankful to have been able to say that I took second place on that, because that was a great honor, and I was super happy to do that. So this is what's going down under with you, Ray. Down to Australia. And I can't wait to get the N-scale car done up to match, because it came out super nice. Now I'm West Coast train boy. Yeah, I'm all the train boys, Mitch. We'll have a few cars to play with during your 24-hour plane ride. Yeah, you'll be able to make some nice little consists. I just need to grab I need to grab a chocolate real quick because my blood sugar is dropping is the word. So I'm gonna grab that. Apparently I took just a touch too much insulin for the chicken parm that I made tonight. So I'm gonna grab that, but then we are going to get to work on the Jeep 9R here. Oh boy. Yeah, Ray, would be a nice long run. Just make sure you don't have anything on the car, on the track during ascent or descent, because I have a feeling those cars would get up to a pretty high speed running the length of that A350, you know, at a 15-degree pitch. Okay. What to do first here? I think the first thing I want to do is the fuel tank, because I'm meaning to get that done. For a bit now. So we're going to go ahead. I've already made this. This is going to go right here. Okay, good. That should not have any impact on the spin of the truck. Let me get my gloves on before I do anything and get more fingerprints all over the model stuck in super glue. I think what's actually going to happen is something to keep you awake for the first 7 hours and sleep the remainder of the first leg. Stay up for the Hong Kong to Sydney flight. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, the best laid plans. No kidding. That's, I wish you luck with that. Okay. Let's grab the caliper here. Let's go ahead and measure. .9 inches, okay. So now I'm gonna go ahead right here. Pen, or pencil or something. Oh, those, I have pencils here. There we go. You're getting seasick with all this talk of long plane flights. Dennis, are you... You're confusing your modes of transportation, my friend. Now, if Ray were going to ye olde Sydney RPM back in the 1920s instead of the 2020s, then maybe you'd be getting seasick. He'd also already have to be on his way because it was like a 3-month journey or something to get to Australia, if I remember correctly. All right, Exacto. Where did my Exacto go? Oh, there it is. The horrors of a dirty workbench, but also the pleasures of a dirty workbench, because it means that there are projects on the workbench. I'm going to swap this blade because this blade is not sharp. There we go. Put that in the sharps bin. You know what you said. Too cool to get airsick. Okay. Next time, take the water train. Yeah. Garrett, are you proposing the Trans-Pacific Railroad Tunnel? Yeah, the sea tunnel. Yeah. And if you are proposing that, do you have the funding for that? Because if you do, then I'd love to borrow some for reasons. Alright, straight edge right here. You'll stick to the sky a lot faster. Yeah, probably a good idea. You hate flying, what you like? Well, you like being in the sky like a bird, but hate the rest of the commercial flight. Yeah. Have a good night, Topaz. Thanks for stopping in for a little bit. It's good to see you. Sorry you couldn't stick around for longer. I wish you the best of luck on all of your kit bashing journeys, since you're always talking about your different things you're working on. Going north over the Arctic Circle, then over Russia and China into Hong Kong. Ooh. Fancy. Say hi to Santa Claus for us, right? Here, I'll give you an early Christmas letter. That way you can drop it out the window to Santa. That way he's got my list early and he can start work on that N-scale i5 I've always wanted. Alright, let's get this out of the way here. Pardon me. Gotta bring Santa some cookies. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Let's put a couple dots of CA on this piece of styrene here. Ah, get back here. No, no, no. don't glue to the dang cutting mat. Need more glue. Alright, let's reapply CA. Good, healthy coating of that. Let that really set up there. How's everyone else been doing tonight? Hopefully everyone's been doing well. I know I've been doing pretty well. I've had a pretty fun last several days. In the last 5 days, I've brought the Around the Layout 2022 car, the ATLP 2022, to 3 different layouts, which was pretty fun. Hey, Sam. Good to see ya. Thanks for dropping in. I am doing the whole multi-scale thing tonight. I'm cosplaying as HO Scale Train Boy for the evening and working on a GP9R, which is inspired by the trunk, but is not quite the same as the trunk's Jeep 9 rebuilds, because it's keeping its original Jeep 9 cab, and it's getting a more traditional chop nose. It's not getting the slightly longer noses, or shorter noses, whatever the trunk had. It's not quite the trunk's rebuild program, but it's inspired, you know, and it's getting the 48-inch fans. It's getting the more modern style air tanks under the sill and stuff like that. So I figured you'd appreciate that tidbit, that it's inspired by your beloved Grand Trunk. Ordered. Let's see. Dennis has been working on getting more buildings completed with LEDs. Nice. And you sent me that video the other time. That other week, that was pretty sweet to see. So I happy to hear you're continuing work on those structure lighting projects you're working on. Ray ordered the D&H Heritage unit from BLI. Sweet. That unit looks so good. I hope I can see that unit someday, because that thing looks really nice. You do, thanks. Good to hear. It's just one HO project. I'm still in N-scale. Everyone that converted to HO. Yeah, sure. Well, the reason it's easy to work on HO scale stuff at this moment is because my layout is currently out of commission until I finish getting the track so I can rebuild it. So it's easy to work on HO scale stuff right now. There's nowhere for me to run my N-scale stuff. As soon as I have my layout back, it's going to be a lot harder to justify spending time working on HO scale stuff. You're going to take it on a pulling challenge on Mark's layout? Oh boy. Yesterday, Dennis spent time getting some of the buildings painted, although it took 6 hours for your garage to get warm. Oh, jeez. Yeah, the cold has been absolutely brutal. Everywhere. Everywhere the cold has been brutal. The last little while. It's easier to work on in general. I don't know. I enjoy working on. I enjoy the challenges of working in N scale. I don't have a big problem with it. Like you know, I know you struggled a lot getting used to working down in N scale, Mitch, but which is fine. I totally get. You know, I just personally I enjoy it. I enjoy the challenge. Ted, I can quit anytime. Dennis is thinking of moving back to Florida. Well, I don't know if my Floridian friend John has anything to say about it. It sounds like it really wouldn't help you this week. It got down to like minus, or a wind chill of like -8 or something like that. The other day down in Florida, so. Global warming, my caboose. Let's get this one, this side glued on here. It'll be 60s next week in Denver. You never had winter. Oh boy. Crazy. Still crazy that part of Florida is only an hour ahead of part of Oregon. Yeah. When you really look at it, time zones are something else. Looking at the time zone map like that it's really it's pretty crazy to see where, you know, what is at, you know, working in the same time zone as other things. The whole time you were out west, it was 20s and snowing. Good to know the weather just followed you. -8 is t-shirt weather in Canada. Yeah. No kidding, John. I don't know if I said hi, but it's good to see you, John. Welcome to the stream. Have a good night, Garrett. Thanks for stopping in. It's good to see you, always. It's always good to have you in and chatting. Have a good night, my friend. Stay warm. Excuse me. There we go. Okay, on to the other side. Hit the like button if you haven't yet, folks. Is that the one with the thumb up or down? Thank you, Paul and Ray. I don't know. Make your best guess. I think at this point in all the YouTube algorithms and everything. I think the engagement means more than which direction the thumb is facing. So. Depends on if my stream is hosted in an Australian server. Yeah, that's true. If I were being hosted over in or down under right now, then this would be the good button and this would be the bad button. If I figure out the algorithm, let you know. Yeah. I will, but I somehow I doubt it. Dennis, is this a Northwest Shoreline drive kit? No, this is the motor that came with the Walters Trainline unit. This is what's stock. Oh, jeez. Well, there goes that piece. I do not understand the algorithm. It just goes burr. That sounds about right, Paul. Dang it. All right. Well, let me peel this hole. Yeah, that's no good. Peel this back off again. Think you're off, need to read a bit before bed. Sounds good, Adam. Good to see you as always. Hope you are doing well in your new position, despite having to be up at all hours of the day. But yeah, good to see you. Have a good night, my friend. There's got to be a better way to do this. It doesn't involve all this broken styrene. It's money, so it helps buy more trains. Yeah, you know? That's the important thing, right? Have a good night, my friend. Dream of buying more trains. And if anyone is looking for, if anyone is looking to improve their rolling stock by bringing it up to NMRA weight standards, go ahead and check out Adam's Etsy page, which is, I think, Cruise Rail, just like his YouTube moniker. He's made some pretty awesome scale weight rulers that make it super simple, so you're not always jumping back and forth to the calculator to try and figure out how much weight you need to add. So definitely recommend picking up one of those if you are trying to get your cars up to weight standards. I may have screwed myself here, which is fun, because this is really on there. I may have to try something else for this fuel tank. I may have to reconsider. Are they multi-score rulers? He has them in, well, he has them in all sorts of different scales. He has them in N, H, O, I think S and O, and then he has them for narrow gauge as well. And then he has them just as a plain ruler, and then he has them also with wheel flanges if you want to just be able to put your car down on the track. Let's see, do I have mine easily accessible, or is it... Oh, yes, I do. Here's an example of the 8 scale one. So you'll see down at the bottom, here's the N scale ruler in feet. So every tick is a N scale foot. Then we've got centimeters, inches, and then we've got weight in ounces and grams that you just go ahead and put your piece of rolling stock down on the, let's say I wanted to do that, here, let's say I wanted to add the amount of weight correct for this 40-foot Riverside transfer boxcar. I put it down so that it's flush with the end. And then I see, okay, so it's in this, so it either needs to weigh a total of 1 ounce or 28 grams when I'm done with it. Is the fuel tank sort of standard EMD, or is it specialized for the Jeep 9R program? It's a standard one. It's gonna be, it's supposed to represent one of the like 2,800 gallon, I think is what it was. It's like the middle-sized fuel tank for Jeep 30s and 40s, if I remember correctly. I have to go back and look into my research again. But I think it was like a 2,800 or 3,000 gallon fuel tank or something like that. But it was a standard EMD thing. So in theory, I could go online, and I actually almost did go online and get one of those size fuel tanks. The issue is then adapting that fuel tank to fit on this metal frame, because I can't really cut away at this metal frame too much. This was hard enough to do. And that was just the one spot. Having to do that all the way around would be... You have some favor from the Jeep 30 project, including the midside. You know what, Paul? That's a very tempting offer. Because I think I might be able... That might be more successful than trying to freaking do this with the styrene. Because it keeps... This is the third attempt I've made now. And it keeps... Styrene just keeps cracking. It's not quite sturdy enough over the old air tanks to stay strong. I'm just gonna score the heck out of this styrene here and get it off. So I'm just gonna put the kibosh on the fuel tank for now. Might help you preheat the styrene with a hair dryer or something like that. That's true. I don't know. I'm not going to deal with it tonight at this point because it's just frustrating me. This was the closest I got was on stream here tonight, and it still just cracked away. What it is when the CA gets on it, it makes it brittle, and then it doesn't take much to go from there. All right, that'll have to do for now. I'll finish cleaning it up. No, I want to finish cleaning it up now. I wish I could just give up on this and go back to, you know, working on something else, but I can't until all of the styrene is off. My brain just won't let me. Which I know is super boring for you guys, and trust me, it's super frustrating for me. But my brain won't let me forget. It won't let me work on something else until this is done. There we go. Sounds good, Dennis. I know 4 a.m. comes real fast for you, so thanks for stopping in. Have fun working on your lights, and I will see you around. See ya maybe Wednesday on Heath stream. Have a good night, my friend. My brain, your brain won't let me either. I'll tell your brain to let you do that. Boy, do I wish it was that simple. Okay. Well, all that is freaking done. I'm actually super happy with how this has come out so far. This is by far the most intense kit bash that I've done so far in terms of like actually bashing an existing model, in, you know, fully cutting out the dynamic hatch, dynamic blister, cutting the existing exhaust ports out of the dynamic blister. Where did the old dynamic blister go? I have it around here, right on the table here somewhere. There it is. You can see I cut out the fuel hatches, or fuel hatches. What am my brain saying? The exhaust vents out of that because they look fine. That's a nice thing. This is a, you know, this Walther's Trainline Jeep 9, very cheap, like $30-$35 online. Super easy to get your hands on, but the detail, you know, is fairly rudimentary. It's a lot of molded in stuff, but it's really not bad. It's really not a bad starting point. In terms of, you know, all the dimensions are fine. You know, the hood is, I think, a little wide, but my brain has never been able to really pick up on that too badly. But, you know, it's got, you know, the exhaust fans are really nice. Actually, the existing fans looked pretty good, but I just wanted to upgrade them. The existing, all the existing stuff is really not bad. I happen to be upgrading a lot of it, but that's just because I'm crazy. So yeah, back to removing the dynamic blister. The whole reason I did that, because, you know, I didn't necessarily have to. A lot of Jeep rebuilds still have their dynamics, but my starting point, the 730, as you can see, it's a torp tank, so it has no dynamics. So it's able, you know, I kind of had to get rid of the dynamics because there's no rebuilds that added dynamics, at least none that I could find. So the dynamics had to come off this model to make it an equivalent to the 730. Sounds good, Mitch. Good to chat with you tonight. Good to hear you got some stuff done. See you around. Have a good night, my friend. It's a true blank canvas. Absolutely. It's a really good starting point. So I'm happy to be working with it. Okay, what was I gonna do? Okay, so I gotta get the fans. Along with the fans, actually on order, they should be here. I think Friday I have Archer Transfers rivets, so I can replace the rivets all the way around the fan compartments, because those got sanded off as I was making sure that the old fans were flush removed. So I'll be putting those on. So tonight I was gonna do. So that's right. Tonight I was gonna start with the details. Pop downstairs and measure the fuel tanks you haven't sent me dimensions. Thank you, Paul. That would be super awesome. Because then, as long as it's the right length, that's the important thing. Andy, good evening. Good to have you, my friend. I gotta touch base with you, Andy, so I can figure out when I'm getting down to NYSME. Where's my pin vise? Where's my pin vise? There it is. And there's the right diameter. One of these. Okay, so what's the first thing to do here? All right, let's start with, I want to start with the rear grab irons, I think. So I gotta go ahead and shave off the existing ones, which again, not bad. They're actually nice and thin. I just need to, I just want them to not be molded on. Oh, working off camera. There we go. Glad I caught myself. Really sand these flush. Okay, this is going to be the hardest one to remove because I got to work around the number board and the marker light or class light or whatever. Nice. Done, done, and done. And now we just got the one on the roof here. There we go. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and do the drilling very carefully. Damn it! I didn't even get one hole drilled, and this freaking bit broke. Dang it! I think I have another set of these sizes somewhere here. Let's see, is it on the workbench here, or is it up top somewhere? I know it's not in my tools bin, which is where it should be. Alright, is it up top here? Oh, there's color wheel on it. That's good. No, it's not up here. It's not up here. It's not up here. Where the heck did it go? I can't believe literally first hole that popped. Man. Literally as I was saying it too, that I gotta be careful to not break the bit. Alright, I might have to go up a size then, which kind of sucks. Ah, boy. Let's go up one size. And hope I don't break this one. Go very gently then. Okay, it's through. I'm gonna pull it back out. Good. One hole drilled. Okay, I'm through, pulling back out. Good. I'm gonna quickly do like this. Just so I have decent markings for where this all goes. Not quite through yet. Come on. There we go. We're through. Good. Next one. Goes right there. Alright, we're through. Back it out. Good. Next. This is so incredibly nerve-wracking. Because I really don't want to break this bit. Throw it back out. Good. Next. Okay, we're good. Back it out. Good. We believe in you, yeah. Here's hoping, Paul. I think I can do this. It's just very stressful. Good. Alright, back it out, back it out, back it out. Good. Alright, pop that out. Next one. Right here. Through, back it out. Okay. Alright, 2 more on the side and then 2 on top. You can do it! Thank you, Ted. Okay, we're through. Back it out, back it out, back it out. Okay, safe. Right there. Shoot. There. Good. Back it out, back it out, back it out, back it out. Okay, we're good. All right. Rear ladder is drilled. That last one is really not in the right position. Dang it. It really needs to be there. I'm gonna do that. There we go. That's better. Good. Now let's do the top 2, which in theory ought to be easier. That one's through. What was that? What did it do? Oh, that's fine. I knocked something over and it scared the heck out of me. Let's go right there. Okay, so that's now funnily enough, that's the easy ones, because those I have a guide for. I also need to do them up. I need to do one on each side of the front of the nose, and then in theory I would do one on the sides of the nose as well, and then one on the, or two on the side and one on the top of the nose. Hold on. Let me see if I can find any. Excuse me. Here we go. So this one. Okay, so this this one has one each down low, and then one on the right side. Let's see if I can find reference for the other side. Sounds good, Ted. Have a great night. Thanks so much for tuning in. There we go. Show me pictures. Show me pictures. Show me the other side of her nose. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. Okay, nothing on that side. That's good. Okay. So, my reference pictures, which is California Western 65, if anyone's interested in taking a look. But my reference pictures, at least at this point, for this part, it's CW65. CWR or whatever. So my reference pictures here show one grab about there, one grab about there and there, and then one grab about there. Now the difficulty is measuring these. What I might have to do is take my, I think that's what I have to do. I'm gonna have to take my caliper here, measure the width of one of these grabs, which is right there. Let's tighten that down. Let me make sure one last time. That looks about right. Okay. There. 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 And right. And let me look at one more set of reference pictures here so I can make sure, so I can see if I can better determine where it is on the top of the nose. Yeah, it really is just right there, huh? Okay. Right there. Okay. I've got my reference points. Excuse me. Goodness. There's no other grabs anywhere else, right? I don't see anything. Okay, I think satisfied with those locations, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're through, back it out, popping off yourself, let you know after stream. Let you know after stream about the field tanks. You get one on the way. That would be awesome. Yeah, I'll take a look after stream, Paul. Thanks so much. Have a good night, my friend. Good to see you. Good stream tonight yourself. That U-boat is looking pretty nice. I think it was a U-boat, right? It was a U-33 or something. Regardless of what it was, that GE weathered down quite nicely. her through. Carefully back it out. Okay, we're good. Let's do the one on top. Ooh, this is gonna be tough with the roof here. Did that make it through? Oh, thank goodness it made it through. That was tight. All right, we're through. Back it out. Okay, good. Good. All right, let's do the hardest two, which is the ones on the slant here. Drilling diagonal like this is what scares me with these bits. All right, we're through. Back it out, back it out, back it out, back it out, and safe. Good, 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 good. Which then would leave right here. Oh, don't do that. Come on, start. There we go. Actually, is that the right spot? It's not quite. That's more the right spot. That would be right about there. And we are good on the grabs. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, that's a huge weight off my shoulders, getting all the grabs. All the holes drilled for the grabs. Okay, let's start install. Actually, do I want to do the grab down here too? Yeah, let me do it. Let me just double check real quick. Where did my tweezers go? Right there. Come right down into here, grab this one here. Okay, got it. I'm gonna go right there, and down, 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 and right there. Oh. There we go. And right there. Good, good, good. Back it out, back it out, back it out. Done. All right, good. Let's do the other side. We're good. Okay. Done with the drilling for now until we get to until we get done with installing all these, and then we'll have to do some more drilling for the lift rings, but it's not time for those yet. Okay, let's go ahead. Oh boy, this is going to be a pain, isn't it? Get into the drilled hole, you stupid thing. Good. Okay. Where'd my CA glue go? Right there. Let's put a couple dots of that in. Good. Okay, first grab is on. It's not really a grab, it's the coupler cut lever. So I guess let me also just quickly do this. No, we'll leave it there. That's fine. Sweet. No, come back. No, dang it. Damn it. I just had to say something, didn't I? There we go. Good. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. Alright, let's grab another grab. See if I can just grab one of these. Well, two will do, I guess. There we go. Okay. Now, hopefully I measured this right. Looks like I didn't quite measure it right, but it's pretty close. I think it'll be close enough. This is a problem. I'm gonna have to redrill these holes, aren't I? Every one of them, huh? Oh, not that one. Somehow I got that one right. Yep, every one of them. Alright, well, at least I should have these ones measured right. Yes, these ones are good. Alright, so let's do the ones up on the nose then. Because I actually measured these ones, so in theory they should all be correct. Or at least much, much closer. Alright, good. Let's go ahead and put some glue in there and there. Good. Let's do the one up top next. Pardon me. And of course, this one is not the right freaking width. Why would it be? Excuse gonna test real quick, make sure this looks right. Yes, good. Okay. Do 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 do. Good. Where did that grab iron go? Right here. Well, I don't know where that grab iron went. Luckily, they have a bunch of extras because they also have enough for you to do a high hood unit. There we go. Detached those. No, come back. Okay, come on. Being very stubborn. There we go. I got it. I got it. Okay. Let's do the two front ones, and then we will return to the rear of the locomotive. Where did that other grab iron go? Did I head out? There it is. Excuse me. No, go back. I had it in and then it popped back out. There it is. Oh, now where did it go? Oh, jeez. Now it might well and truly be gone. Yeah, I think that one is gone now for real. No. Good. Seal that up. There we go. Got it. Good. Let's go right here. Come on, you're so close. Just get in. No. Let's get this on there. Come on. No. No. Oh, you suck. Just stay in. Stinking grab iron. Sorry, I'm being super quiet here. I'm just really focused on trying to get this darned thing into the holes I drilled. It's taking a fair bit of concentration. Now where'd the grab iron go? Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Grab iron, where'd you go? Oh, I found it. It was on my pants. I'm gonna go ahead and switch gloves here because I ripped a tear in the thumb of this one. At this point, I'm gonna try and get this one last grab iron in, and then I'm gonna call it a night, I think, because oh my goodness, this has been an ordeal and a half. Ooh, another grab iron. Sweet. Oh my goodness, I'm getting a little tired. Ugh. All right, let's see. There we go. We got it. Okay, glue. Good. You know what? I am gonna quickly drill new holes here. Let me. Do it like this. There we go. All right, drill some holes real quick. Good. 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 Okay. Let's see. There's my alarm, which means it's 11 p.m. It's time to really wrap things up here. Come on. stroked a bit. Hopefully it's enough. Okay. Let's see if I can get this one in. If I can get this one in, we'll wrap it up right here. Yes, beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna call it there. We managed to get one. Oh, where's the camera? There it is. Sorry. Oh my gosh, you guys haven't been able to see me working for a hot minute. We were able to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grabs on tonight. And holes drilled for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. So I'll keep working on this overnight, or not overnight, but you know, as I keep going here. But I hope you guys all enjoyed tonight's stream. I know I did. We made some good progress on the Jeep 9, even if it's not huge, it's still good progress. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your evening, folks. It's always so good to have you. And I will see you guys all on the next track.